Hey, what's up, guys? Turtleags here, bringing you another bringing you another Star Ocean Anamnesis video. I almost said Lord of Dice. I'm so used to live streaming that other game, but I recently started this new game, Star Ocean Anamnesis, since its launch about a week and a half ago, maybe less than that. And this game has been a lot of fun. Right now, I'm just making sure that the live stream is up and running, which it looks like it is. And right now, I'm just making sure. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm just double checking my live stream, making sure it's working, which it looks like it is. I'm just making sure I can check the comment section as well. There we go. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. I have a close friend who I've known since my Lord of Dice Global days back in February. His name is Snitchu. I think Snitchu will be coming on any moment now. He just started this game today. And so originally I was going to film this live stream maybe like tomorrow or the day afterwards, but he just re-rolled an amazing account, and I just want to make sure that he gets off to a good start. So basically the purpose of today's live stream is basically share everything I know up until this point with this game. And I would say that it doesn't take very long to get up to speed with this game. Probably will take you maybe like 3 days max. And you'll pick up on things here and there. Alright, so let's just get right into it. I apologize for the lack of sound from coming straight from the game. Typically, I film my live streams from Nox Player, but for some reason, I think I spent maybe 1 to 2 hours trying to get the Star Ocean game working on Nox Player, and I couldn't get it to work. So I, for the time being, switched over to this other app that allows me to play the game and film it straight from the game. So anyways, for those of you guys who are just tuning in, thank you so much for stopping by. I would say that if you haven't already, like say you're re-rolling your account for the first time, I would check out my previous video, which I filmed a few hours back. I basically went over the top characters that you want to re-roll for when you start the game. For those of you guys who just want to know right away, I would say the top 2 characters to re-roll for. Actually, you don't even need to re-roll for them, but I would say Maria, this character right here, or Mayuria. Mayuria is actually the most future-proof character because she has the highest DPS in this game, not just in global, but also in the Japanese version, which has been out for almost exactly a year and a half. So I would say if you want the most future-proof character, I would go with Mayuria. Otherwise, Maria is a fantastic choice as well. If you are watching this video right now, you can actually pick Maria or Mayuria as your starting character. When you first create your account, it'll give you an option to pick one of 5 characters to permanently add to your lineup. I think the 5 characters are Mayuria, Maria, Fidel, which are the top 3 characters in my personal opinion, as well as Victor and Miki, who I don't currently own, so I can't show it to you. Well, actually, I could, but she's right over here. So it's basically corresponding to a character for each class. There's 5 classes in this game. One class is the sharpshooter, as you can see here. Sharpshooters, you can think of them as a DPS unit that attacks from far away. And then there's also attacker types. That's the second class in this game. Attackers you can think of as kind of like DPS as well, and they'll dish out more rush damage, for instance, which I'll talk about later. Mayuria, or I'm sorry, the third class is Invoker. Invokers you can kind of think of as magic users in this game, also for DPS. And they're really nice because they deal one of the highest rush damage out there. So sorry, I seem to be having some live streaming issues. Let me see if I can get this resolved. Okay, I think it's live streaming right now. Anyways, as I was saying, defenders will typically be used as a tanking unit. And then finally you have the healer, who I think I can pull her from my friends list, which would be your connections list, as you can see here. So I'm going into my connections. So you add friends by following them, basically. Let me see if I can show you a healer. Okay, so here's a healer for you. So this is Miki, who is the best healer unit at the present time. Healers are really nice because most 4-star or 5-star healers will have some sort of AoE healing skill as well as single target healing skill. As you can see here, Miki, she has X healing, which heals one ally's HP, and then let me see here, and then Fairy Star, which recovers a lot of all allies' HP. Now the cool thing about healing in this game is that you don't actually need to really select your targets. You basically, most people will be alternating between AoE heals and single target heals. So I think AoE heals, you don't need to target anything. At least from my experience, you just hit, Fairy Star, and then you'll automatically be healing your entire party. And the AoE heals are really nice. Like, I personally don't own Miki. I have the 4-star healer, which I can show you here. So guys, if you don't have Miki, you can get Hana. Hana is probably the best 4-star healer at the moment. I think she may be the only 4-star healer now that I think about it. But Hana, as you can see, she has a single target heal like Miki does, but she also has Fairy Light, which recovers some of all allies' HP, and she heals a pretty good amount as well. So yeah, healing units, you can actually deal damage with them as well, and I'll talk more about that later. Hey, Snitchu! Alright, so hopefully my live stream continues to go uninterrupted. I had a minor hiccup, but I think I'm still on right now. For those of you guys who are new to my stream, thank you so much for stopping by. This live stream is mainly for Snitchu, actually, who's been a close friend of mine for a couple months. We played a different game together before I moved to this one, and he just recently re-rolled his account and is ready to start this game. I originally was going to live stream this maybe like tomorrow or the day after, but I want to make sure he starts off on a strong footing, so I'm just going to share all of my tips and tricks for you guys right now. Yes, Snitchu. So Most likely, when you run out of inventory, it'll be usually due to weapons. So here, I'll go into my sell items section. So I would say that you can pretty much safely sell all your 1-star weapons. I'm actually going to do so right now. You will find that once you start farming one of the story mode missions for, weapons, EXP, limit breaker fodder, or shards rather, you're going to have to sell off your weapons every single time. So don't hesitate to sell your 1-star weapons. Actually, if you're just starting the game, I would actually use them to enhance your weapons. So for instance, right now I'm working on my winged scepter. So what I would do is I would go ahead and select materials and go ahead and select my 2 stars and 3 stars, that sort of thing. And depending on how rare your weapons are, they will add certain amount of enhancement points, as you can see on the top right. Now it looks like I'm pretty close to level up, so I'll go ahead and add an extra item. So as you can see here, if you look at my level attained, it's highlighted in green that assuming I follow through with this enhancement, my scepter will go up a level. So let me go ahead and do that now. There is a small chance that you can get a greatly success. And if that happens, so it would say enhancement greatly succeeds. That just basically means you get bonus EXP. So as you can see, my int went up. Every weapon is going to have kind of like these passive stats. Like this winged scepter here boosts whichever user is equipping it by 15%. So anyways, when you're first starting this game, you're going to be most likely re-rolling your account. Like I mentioned in my previous video, the top 2 characters you want to select when you first start this game for your free 5-star is either going to be Mayuria or it's going to be Maria. The reason for that is because Mayuria is the most future-proof character in this game currently. The Japanese version of this game has been out for a year and a half, and if you go to their tier list, which the link of which I'll link it in this live stream after I'm done with it. The tier list says that the best invoker is Mayuria. And this is after a year and a half into this game. So now that's not to say that the rest of the characters are useless. Actually, I would say that 3 to 4 characters fall under the niche role category, which means that under certain situations, these characters are actually pretty good still. For instance, every account's going to get a free phase, as you can see here. If you look at his battle skills, he is a dark magic user, and so he has a niche role against bosses that are weak to dark types. Now, currently there isn't a boss. There is not a boss yet that is weak to that type, so I would say that phase is so-so. And another another niche character is Maria. The reason Maria is really good is because of her rush ability, which applies a crit rate buff to your party members. As a matter of fact, this is one of the only ways to efficiently clear one of the mission types, which I'll show you later on. Just because there's certain bosses that have such a high defense stat that unless you crit the boss, you're gonna just barely do anything to the boss. And I think the last two niche characters are Fidel because of his passive talent, which applies 40% attack to your party, as well as Victor, who has a passive ability that boosts the defense of your party by 50% and actually buffs up your damage dealt. So that's really good. I didn't realize he's that good. So some people are going to uh, mention in Reddit or perhaps Discord that you want to be rolling for ace characters. Now, there's two different types of 5-star units. There's the non-ace, and then there's the ace. Aces, they tend to have slightly better stats than non-ace characters, and generally it costs more resources to upgrade them. But there's certain non-ace characters like Victor here or FaZe here who maybe don't have the best stats, but because of other passives that they have or unique skills, they serve a purpose under certain situations. Now that I've gone over the characters, I'm going to go over, let me see. I think the most important thing to go over right now is what do you do when you create your account. So the first thing I would do is I would fly through the story mode. Let me go to planet selection. So this is kind of what the story mode location looks like. So you're going to start on this planet, the prologue, and then as you clear through all the missions, you're going to unlock these other planets. Now, I've unlocked all the planets up until this point. Once you unlock all the planets, hands down, regardless of who you talk to, the best way to level up your rank, which increases the cap of your stamina, is to farm 3-29 mission. And the reason for that is because if you look at the primary rewards, the top left reward is a limit breaker shard. And you need 50 of these tiny shards to limit break your character, which provides additional stats to your character. And in addition to that, you'll also be getting maybe like 2 to 4 weapons or 1 to 4 weapons per run, which you can either sell for fall, which is the currency, the gold in this game basically, and you can use it to, you know, enhance your better weapons or transmute a 2-star weapon all the way up to 5-star weapon, for instance. And also this mission also gives you these special crystals. So I just realized I could hold down to pull it up. But anyway, so these red crystals, for instance, you need, I think, 100 of them to augment a 5-star unit from level 60, basically break the cap so that you can bring the 5-star character from level 60 to level 70. Level 70 being the highest level you can obtain per character. Now, I know I'm kind of throwing at you a bunch of new things, so I'm going to kind of take a step back and kind of go over how to level up your characters, how to enhance your characters. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go to status enhancement first. Status enhancement is the way that you quickly get a character from level 1 all the way to level 70. Now, when you first work on a character, you're only going to be able to get the character up to level 60. Let me find a character to demonstrate for you. Let's go with Limmel. Okay. So I think the next character I'm going to be working on is Limmel, because she has the highest rush damage in the game, and I'll go over rush in a bit. But anyways, as you can see on the top, there's these star seeds. Don't worry about it for now. I'll go over it in a little bit. If I scroll down, you're going to see what's called prisms. Now, prisms are the way that you level up your character. And I think it's you pretty much have to do this, because if you're going to grind a character from level 1 all the way to level 70 without any prisms, it's going to take you a couple days. So I would save all of your prisms and do not sell them. Use them primarily to level up your characters. Now, as you can see here, prisms come in different types. There's platinum, gold, silver, And as you can see, so in green it says that if I was to use one of these gold prisms here, it would bring Limmel from level 1 to level 18. So these prisms, they level up your characters really quick. If I was starting the game for the first time, I would focus on getting one character all the way to level 70 as quick as you can. The reason for that is because that allows you to go to the bridge, click on events. So here I'm going to go into events. This allows you to right away participate in the multiplayer feature for all these different missions. Now, endgame players will be farming the Gerald Horde, which is an event mission. So I think actually this is going to end in about a day, but if the reason why you want to do these missions is because if you go to coin exchange, which is this icon right here, if you go to the item exchange, as you can see here, there's launch coin exchange, legacy coin exchange, etc., etc. Different missions will provide you different currencies, which you can exchange for these really good rewards. Now, if you are limited on time and don't know what to, like, you just want to get the best thing, I would say the best thing to get is probably the 5-star characters. Actually, the Gerald missions, it's not too important to... Oh, okay, actually it says here... I'm sorry, the Gerald mission's gonna be available, I think, for a couple more days. I'm not entirely sure. I could have sworn it was still available for another week, but anyways, I would say that in terms of priority, I would go for the 5-star character tickets if it's available. I would go for the limit breaker, just because they're so rare. I know I bought it out, but you can only get one of these from the Gerald exchange, and I think up until this point you can only get up to maybe like 5 or 6 of these. So I would go for limit breakers as the top priority, followed closely by actually, if there's a 5-star character ticket, like if you say go to Crystal Coin Exchange and you scroll down, see, I got a 5-star character ticket. That's going to be the first thing you're going to get. And then, so 5-star character ticket followed by limit breakers and AP star seeds. AP star seeds I'll get into in a little bit. Up until this point, I think that you can only get about 5 AP star seeds, so they're really valuable, and you basically need 5 AP star seeds to max out a character. So these are very valuable whenever you see an AP star seed, whenever you see a limit breaker or a 5-star character ticket. Those are going to be your top priorities. Now, once you've gotten that, then you have a lot of flexibility. You could, if you have a character who you want to get a better weapon for, like let's say, like Gyro Gear Knuckles is pretty good from what I understand. Let me see here. Yeah, boosts your crit hit damage by plus 20%. Now, I don't really use a Knuckle user, so that's not a huge priority for me, but if you were to get, if you see a weapon that you like or an accessory that you like, I would buy them out, because as you can see here, the weapons, there's 6 in stock. You actually need 6 copies of a weapon to basically augment your weapon from level 10 all the way to level 20. So you basically need 6 copies of a weapon if you want to make it the very best. I'm gonna take a restroom break. I'm gonna be right back. Alright guys, I am back. So anyways, backtracking to the character tab, I went over status enhancements. Now, I'll go ahead and get my Limmel to level 60 just to show you what you have to do next. Okay, so getting prisms is actually really easy, so don't worry about using them. I mean, that's what they're there for. Now, one thing I noticed is that you know how there's like platinum prisms, gold prisms, silver prisms, and the not so good prisms? I would sell the not so good prisms because for some reason it takes either the same amount of gold or same amount of fall or maybe slightly less. So it's not a very fall efficient way to level up your characters. So I would actually not use the really bad prisms because they don't really do much. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and enhance Limmel. Oh, okay, so as you can see here, I got a greatly success, which kind of sucks because I could have been more efficient with my prisms, but do keep in mind that that can happen. So in a great success, I think your experience boost gets like a 20% bonus, something like that. It's not crazy, but it does make a difference. Anyways, so now that I've gotten her to level 60, what do I do next? How do I get her to level 70? So what you gotta do is you gotta backtrack. You gotta select the augment section, the one with the angel icon. So I'm gonna go ahead and select Limmel. Okay, so as you can see here, these are the kinds of materials that you're going to need to get a character augmented from level 60 to level 70, or at least to break the cap. Now, as you can see, I'm 3 short out of these materials. So let me see if I can quickly farm it. So to farm those kinds of augment crystals, what you gotta do is go find a mission that supplies it. So you see how there's like attacker enhancement missions, defender, sharpshooter, etc. Yeah, so that's where you would get that. But there is another way too, actually, which may be a little more efficient for you, and that's to go on these missions here. So that's why I say to clear your story mission as quick as you can, because you're going to be farming. Oh, actually, you can't get it from here. Okay, that kind of sucks. Okay, so here, let's do it this way then. I think what I'll do now, thankfully, if say there is a mission that you want that is not available on Sunday, for instance, you can do one of two things. You can either do the all types mission, or what you can do is you can unlock an event mission with tickets. I've actually never tried it, so I'm going to try it on stream right now. So to augment my Limmel, I would go to, you see here? Okay, so for the initial clear, I actually get two of these things, which is kind of nice. You'll notice that whenever you do a mission for the first time, you're going to get some bonus rewards for your first time. For the story missions, you're going to get 100 free gems every time you clear a story mission for the first time. So as you can imagine, you're going to rack up a ton of gems. I think out of the week that I've played so far, I've racked up about 50k gems. And that's without spending any money on this game. And actually, as a side note, this Star Ocean game is probably one of the most free-to-play friendly games available. Just because, like in my situation, with not that much re-rolling, I've actually almost unlocked every 5-star character available thus far that's actually useful, barring maybe like the healer Miki. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and use this ticket. I'm also going to demonstrate for you how the multiplayer feature works. Now, I think that the way that Square Enix designed this multiplayer feature is very smart, because the way multiplayer works is that you can either create a lobby or you can join a lobby. When you join a lobby, you reap the same rewards as everyone else, except it doesn't cost you any stamina. And on top of that, if say you're hosting, you create a lobby and you host and expend your own stamina to, get the mission going, you get what's called a host bonus. So you get additional rewards for hosting the lobby on behalf of everyone else. I think it's a really cool feature. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and show you some gameplay footage. So I'm going to go ahead and use one of my mission tickets to go ahead and get that those materials that I need to augment my character. So you go ahead and just hit recruit. So I'm going to go ahead and recruit characters, or recruit people, and it's going to fill up pretty quick. And some people are going to be surprised because I don't think that many people use augment missions tickets. So anyways, as you can see here, it's not filling up that quick, so you can actually begin battle now, and I'll show you what happens when you do. So when you begin battle, when you haven't filled up all the placeholders yet, what will happen is that the second character in your party lineup, in my case, I think I have Fidel if I'm not mistaken. Yes, so as you can see, my Fidel is in the lineup, and my guest's second character is also in the lineup, because you will always have 4 characters on the field at any given time. Now, what's cool about this game is that you can either play manually or you can play with the auto feature. So as you can see, I'm playing manually right now. From the character settings, you'll be able to select 3 out of the 4 abilities to use throughout the match, so to speak. But there's an auto feature where it automatically plays for you. And the auto feature will be unlocked pretty quick. As you can see, I haven't quite gotten all the materials yet, so I'll go ahead and do this one more time. Okay, yeah, so let's go ahead and do this. I wonder if it'll ask me to consume a ticket again. I hope not. Oh, cool. Okay, so you only... Oh, no, actually you do. I'm sorry. This is my first time doing this. So, yeah, unfortunately, if you want to... Can you just invite me to the horse? Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure, I can snitch you. So, here's the thing. If I invite you on a multiplayer mission, what will happen is that whoever is joining your lobby will not get any experience points. So you cannot actually level up your friends with your own lobbies. So that's kind of I think that's how they balance the game. But you still reap all the rewards. Yeah, but actually what I can do, Snitchu, you're playing right now, right? I can actually invite you to yeah, let me go ahead and show. Okay, so sorry, I'm kind of all over the place right now. One cool thing about the multiplayer feature is you can either invite random people or you can invite mutual friends. So as you can see here on the bottom left, it says recruit only mutual follows. Actually, Snitchu, if you go into the multiplayer section. Let me see how I would do it from your perspective. Okay, so on the bottom right, you see how it says join forces with other explorers for this event. So what you would do is from this section right here, you can click this, join lobby, and then on the bottom left it says search mutual lobbies. So this is if you have a friend who knows that you're playing and has created a lobby specifically for you. So Snitchu, from your section, go ahead and just like how I just showed, go ahead and click search mutual lobbies. Did I buy tickets from the Maze Coin shop? Yes. Let me see here. Maze Coin shop. You're talking about this, right, Snitchu? Okay, so just jumping over to the Maze Coin shop real quick. Maze coins, initially you'll be able to rack up a ton of them, but once you've reaped all the initial clear rewards, you'll only be getting about 6 to 7 maze coins per run, and you can only do 3 of these runs per day. So I think the majority consensus is that you should only spend maze coins for the 500 gems. Search with lobby ID, let me check. Actually, let me see. So if I go to events and, okay, join forces with other explorers, join lobby, search mutual lobbies. Okay, so Snitchu, just hang out right over here. I'm going to go ahead and create a lobby so that you can join. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and unlock event mission. Purple hard mode. By the way, this material right here is probably the hardest crystal to get for augmentation. I would say the best way to farm these is by repeating the hard mode for that particular enhancement mission. So thankfully it automatically defaults me to the hardest mode because it knows it wants me to farm that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit multiplayer. I'm going to hit create lobby. Let's see, go ahead and hit confirm. I'm going to go ahead and use one of my mission tickets. I'm going to recruit only mutual followers. So Snitchu, I think the lobby should appear right about now. Let me know if you see it. Oh, perfect. Okay, there we go. So, all right. So I'll go ahead and begin battle. So basically, when Snitchu joins me, he won't get the experience, but he'll get all the same rewards that I can potentially get. So that's really nice. And he doesn't need to spend any stamina either. So he can use his stamina for other content. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and teach you rush bonuses now. I'm not sure if the minions will survive long enough for me to, highlight this, but the basic idea is that you want to select one move, and while the animation of the next move is happening, or actually, hold on, let me rephrase that. You pick one move, while the animation of that move is happening, you click the other move. I don't know if you can see that from my screen here, but I'm basically alternating back and forth between 2 of my moves, and that automatically adds a damage multiplier to my subsequent attacks. This is something that actually a lot of people don't know, and if you know how to do it, it's going to be very impressive for other people. Oh, okay. So actually I can highlight another thing right here. if you look at the guest, so this Mayuria, this is Snitchu right here. If you look below him, there is a green meter. I know it's barely shown because we just started, playing together for the first time, but as you play with the same mutual friends more and more, eventually that mutual follow gauge will hit all the way to max. When it hits max, you get a reward. Now, the initial rewards aren't that amazing. I think it's just like a platinum prism, but eventually I think you can get some really good rewards, like limit break shards, for instance, something like that. Okay, I'll go ahead and do this again because I actually forgot to check if I got the item I needed for augmentation. And actually, Snitchy, you actually really need this to get your Mayuria up to level 70. So why don't we go ahead and do a couple of these? And I forgot to show something else. So I'll go ahead and create lobby again. I'll go ahead and confirm. We'll use another mission ticket. And mission tickets are really easy to get, so don't worry about using them. If you need them, go ahead and use them. That's fine. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start again. So I think for Mayuria, since she is an ace character, so she's going to need a lot of these purple crystals. I think she'll need like 50 of them, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so what else can I say? For, I would say, 90% of content, once you get your first character to level 70, you can pretty much auto 90% of the content. I think the only two pieces of content that you cannot really auto is the Crystal Horde and the Frost Horde missions, and you get really good rewards from those, so it does make a lot of sense. Still haven't gotten it. Okay, so as you can see here, I got a host bonus. So this is what I think is really neat. If you host a mission, obviously the other people joining in, they reap really good benefits from it, but when you host a mission, you'll get additional rewards which are highlighted under the host bonus. Now, something I forgot to mention too is that if you start your account, you'll get these additional rookie rewards, so to speak. You'll know you're a rookie because you have kind of like a sprout, like a plant icon on your character, and you see the green icon, the green meter went up a little more. I'll go ahead and do another mission because I didn't get that thing I needed. And from my understanding, we're going to be rookies for about 30 days before that goes away. So you see how there's a sprout icon on the top right of my Maria. So basically, whatever mission I do, regardless, it doesn't matter what it is, I'll get these rookie rewards. And I will no longer be a rookie in about maybe like 20 days or so. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep doing this until I get that last purple crystal I need. And then I'll go ahead and show you how to augment. Oh, something I can go over later on is how to maximize the camera settings. So this matters a little more for the harder content, where the camera moving all over the place kind of makes it tough to target your enemies. Oh yeah, I should show you how to even target your enemy. So you can do it one of two ways. You can either place your thumb over the enemy that you want to target, or you can toggle the target icon that's on the middle right hand side of my screen. So two different ways to toggle or to select your attack target. But one thing that I should mention though is that if you're on auto, you can't really target and auto at the same time, because when you're on auto, the auto AI will target for you. This took me a while to figure out, but okay, so I finally got what I needed. So I'm gonna backtrack for a moment. And Snitchu, by the way, once I finish this live stream, if you need more of those purple crystals, I'd be happy to help you rack up the 50 that you need. But anyways, I'm going over to the character settings right now. I'm going to go ahead and hit augment. I'm going to go ahead and select my limal. Now, in order to augment, you do have to bring your character to level 60. So as you can see, I have enough materials to augment her. So let me go ahead and do so now. It costs a certain amount of fall, but fall is not an issue once you've finished the story missions. So I'll go ahead and hit confirm. Okay, so once you augment, so yeah, augmentation, it'll bring her from 5 stars to 6 stars, and now it resets her level to level 1, and now your level cap is 70 instead of 60. So, and your character will also pick up a 4th battle skill. Now, I'll go ahead and show you real quick how to change your battle skills. So as you saw there, I basically held down on the character that I wanted to manipulate here. So I go to battle skills. So as you can see now, there's 4 skills instead of 3, but you'll only have enough slots for 3 skills. Now, unfortunately, the only way I know of to determine the optimal skill rotation is simply to ask someone on Reddit, or just experimentation yourself. And so actually, Snitchu, if you want to know the rotation for Myuria, I asked around on Reddit. The best skill rotation for Myuria is Thunder Flare, then Plasma Cyclone, then Thunder Flare again. So you just basically go in that cycle. One thing I should also mention is that down the road, different characters, like Myuria, for instance, will get additional abilities. If you look on the Japanese tier list, the ideal attack rotation for Myuria involves a skill that hasn't been released yet. She actually has a 3rd thunder-based skill. So for right now, for optimal damage output, just go Thunder Flare, Plasma Cyclone, and Thunder Flare again, and then just rinse and repeat that way. Alright, so save the Nat 4 tickets too. Snitchu, go ahead and spend your Nat 4 tickets because they're actually up to you. I would say that saving your 5-star tickets is a lot more important. As a matter of fact, what you could do if you haven't gotten all the 5 stars that you want yet, such as Maria, is to use up all your 5-star character tickets, which is what I did, but save all your 5-star ace tickets. Because down the road, like in 5 days, there's going to be a new event that's going to be a crossover between Final Fantasy Brave Exvius and Star Ocean, Anamnesis, where I think the 3 ace characters are the defender, what's his name? I know there's the ace healer. Wow, what are their names? Oh, Fina, I know is the healer. She's actually going to be the best healer once that update comes into play. And then, and then there's Laswell, who's an attacker. He's not that good, so I wouldn't pull for him. What's that main character guy? I forget. Anyways, the main protagonist for um for Brave Exvius, he's a defender. He's going to be the best defender. So we're going to get the best defender and the best healer in the next update, basically. Okay, so now that we've gone over that, okay, edit stamps. So stamps are actually very important in this game because since there isn't really a chat feature in this game, there's going to be certain instances where you need to somehow communicate to your party members that you need to do something and they need to do something. I'll go ahead and give you a very good example right now. You know, once you edit stamps, and you're going to be able to change up, you're going to be able to hold up to 12 stamps at any given time. Once you have the stamps organized the way you want, then you can go ahead and use them. Let me go ahead and show you some endgame gameplay and show you a very good situation in which emotes are very important. And that involves the Crystal Guardian. Now, for those of you who are watching this live stream, you're going to have a very significant advantage because a lot of people don't know about this. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the Crystal Guardian, which is the hardest content right now. I'm going to go ahead and join people. If you're joining other people for multiplayer, you're going to want to hit auto match. That's going to match you up the fastest with other party members. Okay, it looks like I queued up pretty quick there. Now, thankfully, we have a healer, so this will make the content a lot easier. Unfortunately, she left. I don't know why. But anyways, I'll go ahead and show you how I use my emotes. So you know how I mentioned before that there's a particular boss that unless you deal crit damage, you're not going to do much to it. And this is the boss right here. I'm going to show you right now. Okay, and I'll go ahead and show you. So notice how I'm cancel bonusing by toggling between two different skills. And so basically during the animation of one skill, you automatically Okay, so I think I may have disconnected a little bit, but hopefully you guys can still see me now. Sorry guys, I kind of disconnected a little bit, but earlier what had just happened was I rushed, and so I say good to rush. Okay, so thankfully a lot of people have been playing this for a while now, so they know what to do. So as you can see here, look at how much damage Mayuria did, and she was the first one to go. So rush order matters because as more and more people rush, the later rushing people get damage bonuses. And so, you know how I mentioned earlier that Maria is good because she's one of the few people at the moment who can apply crit rate bonuses to the rest of the party. So, okay, so I'll go ahead and rush now. So I'm saying I'm going alone.